Hello and welcome back to Serie A Spotlight. We're your hosts Jake
and Matt.
You know what time it is!
I can't tell you guys enough how much you've been my internal monologue when thinking about football for the last year.
Yes! Amazing! We get to record while drinking some wine. Jake and I will have a very special soft spot for Salernitana.
We love him.
We love him. Stop zooming in on Allegri's face, bro. You're gonna make
How
me
are you
break.
exposing me?
Because you're gonna make me break, man.
Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Serie A Spotlight. This is episode 188 and we're your host Jake.
And Matt.
Here to answer all the questions from our patrons.
Yes, because the season has just kicked off and we already have an international break on our hands. After a surprising and turbulent opening to match days, though, a lot of questions have been raised. That's why we are here, taking questions from the most culture-obsessed Discord channel I've ever been a part of, our patrons. If you want to become a patron, it's $3.99 a month, and you get to ask us questions, join a like-minded community, and even win a free kit if you win our fantasy league. Link is in our bio, so if you want to be a part of our community, check it out.
Yes, it's great, and I would like to welcome two of our latest spotheads, two of our latest family members in Matt Ketkuti and Andrew Stillon. Welcome, guys. Happy to have you. Andrew Stillon sent a nice message. Hearing you lot chat Sol Campbell's nude photo shoot inside 40 minutes, €4 is a steal. Yes, just €4, guys, per month. A total steal for us to continue assessing the players on the pitch and potentially off it as well.
Exactly. And sprinkle in a bit of humor, a bit of fun in our episodes. It's not too analytical, it's something a little bit different. We hope that, well, we know our patrons enjoy it and hopefully all you new guys do too. Before we get into anything, of course, I'd just like to give a shout out to our media partners, Benevo Bid. Check out the link in our bio to bid on autographed items from top players, including match-issued kits. They do have their latest selection, including a signed Grosso kit from the 2006 World Cup. So go get your bids in. You'll rock sick Serie A merch whilst also supporting a good cause because most of the proceeds do go to a local charity.
Yeah, we've got Zanetti here too, a signed Zanetti kit.
Yeah, and we got to meet Javier himself.
Yeah, he's in... 1 second. He's in excellent shape is what I was going to say, away from the microphone, yeah.
Yes, if you guys are new here, make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter and YouTube and rate us 5 stars on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, because I feel like we should mention them more considering the bulk of our listeners are from there apparently.
Wherever you get your podcast.
Wherever you get your podcast. We do weekly episodes covering every single match, every single team, every single week, and even have bonus weekly episodes called Tactics Imperium from our tactical analyst, Gianluca Lia. Nick, I forgot to shout you out. Give us a scream. Ah! Yes,
There
Nick
he
is our producer.
He is. Strong,
Exactly.
healthy. So we'll start off with our first question, which comes from Daniel, our fellow Inter-loving listener. He says, I have 2 questions. Question number 1. Now that the transfer window has slammed shut, and given that the Premier League have spent more money than the rest of the European leagues combined, how do you think Italian teams will fare in Europe? Now, this is a common question that we got for this episode. How will Italian teams fare in Europe?
Yeah.
And from my point of view, I'm definitely more optimistic about the Europa League and the Conference League than I am about the Champions League. What do you think?
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. And I think we said this earlier on as well. Now, 2 seasons ago and 3 seasons ago, we were pleasantly surprised by the performances of Italian teams in the Champions League. I mean, even last year, Inter made the final, you know.
Yeah.
But aside from that, we saw Milan getting knocked out super early, Juve getting knocked out super early, and Atalanta as well. And they were all against, not going to say rubbish opposition, but minnow sides.
Yeah.
But I'm not too pessimistic about Serie A teams in the Champions League this year. I do think there will be a slight improvement from certain sides. I do have my predictions. I don't think Atalanta will do too well. I think they have a thin squad, a new manager. And if you guys have heard our prediction episode, I don't think either of us are too hopeful for Atalanta.
I've got, if you'd like, I've got their fixtures in the group stage.
Nice.
If you want to run them through it quickly. So, for example, Atalanta do have easier fixtures than the likes of Inter, for example, just by how things played out. They have to face PSG, Club Brugge, Slavia Prague, Marseille, Frankfurt, Chelsea, Athletic Club, and USG, which isn't a horrible run.
It's not an easy one either.
None of them are easy though. Once you really look at them, bro, like Inter's is really rough. Just to compare, Inter have Ajax, Slavia Prague, USG, Kairat, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Dortmund.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Just to compare.
Yeah.
For me, I think Atalanta might be able to make it out of the group. However, I don't think that they'll make it past the round of 16, to be honest with you.
I don't think Atalanta make it out. I don't think they'll be able to juggle those competitions, and I don't know how much I'll prioritize Champions League over for a new manager in Juric. I think stabilization in the league is probably what they'll be after that massive change, losing 2 key players. Well, one key player, the other one we don't know where he's going to be in Lookman. I think Atalanta don't qualify.
Mm-hmm.
I think Inter can get as far as the quarterfinals.
I think Inter, it's very important for them to get off to a good start in this group because their easier fixtures rather are at the beginning. If they're going into those Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Arsenal and Dortmund games into that stretch, needing victories, the pressure could really pile up.
But they could get as low as 22nd and then win and then they can win the playoff fixture. So
yeah,
that's something they can do.
Absolutely, but it's definitely important, I think, for them to get a good start early on. Let's say, for example, they lose to Ajax and draw to Slavia Prague. Then they have those 2 games against the minnow sides, USG and Kairat, or whoever the hell they are. Mm-hmm. They're going to need to win those 100% with all the pressure in the world. And these sides were playing for their lives, how tough they can be. And then not to mention right after that, of course, you have the Giants. Mm-hmm. All after each other. That's looking quite formidable.
Did you do like predictions for each team? Because I did predictions for each team.
I think Inter won't make it further than I would say, quarters.
Okay, I have Inter quarters. Atalanta do not qualify.
Okay.
Like they'll lose in that playoff match, for example. I have Juve, they can make it to the quarterfinals, I feel like, this season. Yeah. And I have Napoli to get to the semis. I believe in Napoli because they have a thick squad, and it's Conte's second season in charge.
Absolutely. And only 2 of their games in the group stages are against elite opposition in City and Chelsea. The rest are against good opponents, granted, in Sporting, PSV, Frankfurt, Arabag, Benfica, but they can win, to be honest. They can beat those teams.
Absolutely.
Regarding Juve's fixtures, they're quite tough as well, by the way. Not as... you've got a bit of a mix. You've got Dortmund, Villarreal, Real Madrid, Sporting, Bodo Glimt, Pafos, Benfica and Monaco. Not an easy fixture inside.
No, that's very hard.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
I think in the Champions League, we're not going to see many Italian teams making it far, unfortunately, this season. Mostly because it's a bit of a weird season for the likes of Inter and Atalanta. It's a bit of a year 0 season. Napoli, I mean, they've strengthened since last season, so they're the most likely to make it far. Yeah. Whereas Juve, I think Juve, they... In many ways, you could say that they upgraded from last season.
Juve?
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I would say that they did upgrade from last season. Not to mention they don't have those injuries that were devastating them. However, it does also feel like a bit of a transition year for them as well. Until they get their books sorted, it's going to feel this way for Juve. I think they can't really get the fresh start that they want until they get some of these contract-tied people off their list.
Maybe.
The likes of Milik, the likes of Kostic, the likes of Vlahovic, they need to move away from these players so they can spend.
Yes. A bit more spending power is needed for you, but we didn't really see them make the investments they needed. And like they made Champions League, which was interesting. It was so important for Juve to make Champions League because of the finances. So I really see how important that was for them, because imagine they didn't make Champions League. Would they have been able to redeem some of these players? Would they have been able to redeem Conceição, for example?
It's a good point.
Would they have had to sell a Bremer or a Cope Miners or something?
Yeah. Regarding Daniel's point about the English teams spending much more than the Italian teams, I just have some numbers over here to put things into perspective. The top spenders this window were Liverpool, who spent 482 million, followed by Chelsea, 328 million, Arsenal, 293 million. Then we finally see an Italian club down in 13th, and it's Milan with 162 million. Then Juve in 18th, 137 million. Atalanta, 125 million. They've actually spent quite a bit.
On who?
I guess there were many redeemed players, options and things like that. Napoli, 115 million.
That's
down
good business,
in
man,
25th.
by Napoli. Christ,
Yeah,
that's good
absolutely.
business.
Como, 27th, 107 million. Inter, 36th, 92.7 million. Fiorentina just below them with 90.90 million. And Roma on 46th with 63 million. Those are the Italian teams in the top 50 highest spending clubs this market.
On the topic of Roma, I have very high expectations for them in the Europa League. I think they can win.
I agree.
The Europa League, I have them as... I think, and there's a storyline, right? Gasperini can win the Europa League for the second time in his career.
Yeah.
So I'm going for Roma to win the Europa League, and I think Bologna... I think they've learned a lot from their failed spell in the Champions League last year, and I think they could make the semi-finals. When you look at the other teams, I think they could beat a lot of them.
I think so. They'll grow into the season as well. Immobile will be back for the majority of these games. Maybe they can utilize him. But yes, I do think that Roma have a good chance to win. And I actually checked out the bookies. Roma are joint third favourites to win the competition.
Okay.
I believe it was Aston Villa in first.
Villa suck this year.
Yeah,
though.
and that's the thing, right? They're not great. Well, they're off to a bad start at least. But they have some pretty good inventive players in Tielemans, and I forgot the other one.
Okay.
But yeah.
Fiorentina.
Bologna, how far do you think Bologna will get?
Semis.
Semis? I would say quarters, personally.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Could be.
And Fiorentina, I have them to win it.
If they come up against Crystal Palace, I think they can lose.
Yes.
I think Crystal Palace are great. I think if they come up in the... I think those are the two best teams. Pardon my ignorance, if there's any of you that know more about these teams than me, but I think Fiorentina and Crystal Palace, if it's based on the two best teams and they don't get drawn against each other too early, they'll make the final, and I think Crystal Palace beat Fiorentina in the final.
I think in a head-to-head they might best Fiorentina, unfortunately, Palace.
And we've seen Palace win a final recently. I think they won the FA Cup, Palace, last year.
Yes, they did.
And Fiorentina, we see them really slip up in finals, unfortunately.
They have a bit of a losing streak, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. On to Daniel's second question, which is more in jest. Are you purposely refusing Patreon requests from Inter fans to force me into a life of isolation and despair?
Yes.
And at this point, I need to make a public call to Matt, to Grima, and to Greta to get on the Discord channel, because Daniel is hella lonely over there, and you guys need to go in there and contribute a bit to the
Daniel
Inter
is
chat.
hella lonely, but Daniel is also one of these Inter fans that think the world is against them, and that all the referees are against them, and blaming us the same way they blamed Juve, for example.
Did he say something about the calls going incorrectly, Daniel?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying he's just a classic Inter fan, so
yeah.
he'd have this mentality, just poking some fun. Daniel, love you.
Roasted. He has great taste in music, Daniel? A bit of a metalhead as well.
Yes, my guy.
Tyson with a question. If you could create a starting 11 made up of players from all 4 Champions League teams, what would this team look like and how far would they get? Now, personally, I found this quite difficult.
Did you?
Yes.
Because
there are some players who, simply judging by their name, should be there. But I didn't put them.
Okay. Did you put together a team with balance?
I would say so.
I did.
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
so it's not just like
So
the
it can go
best
far.
names or whatever. You want to go first?
Okay, so I have Di Gregorio on goal.
Uh-huh.
I have Bremer. It's a 3-5-2.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Conte's managing.
Okay.
Di Gregorio, Bremer, Rahmani, Bastoni at the back. With Dumfries and DeMarco on the flanks. I went full Inter there. McTominay, Thuram and Barella in the middle, and Lula up front.
Bro, incredibly similar. It's crazy. I have a
Did you
different
put De Bruyne?
goalkeeper. No. I've got Carnesecchi in goal.
Nice.
Backline, Bremer, Bastoni, Rahmani. The wing backs are Dumfries and DeMarco. Central midfielders are Barella, McTominay, Lobotka, and Lula up top.
You know, Lobotka in there would be pretty nice, actually.
He would be really nice over there. I think more than Thuram, because I actually have Thuram, Barella, and McTominay that can all have quite a similar role. I think you need the guy to slow the game down in
true.
Lobotka.
But then
Is Lobotka the only difference we have, man? Yes.
I think so, yes.
Lobotka
And the
and
keeper.
Carnesecchi versus Di Gregorio.
I'd rather Di Gregorio. I mean, Carnesecchi, of course, is on a high, and he's getting better and better every season, but I think Di Gregorio has some seniority.
To be fair,
him.
it's flip of a coin.
Yeah,
I think Di Gregorio's he's always a heavy underdog. I almost wanted to put him there for that reason, because he doesn't get called up, and Carnesecchi's favoured because there's youth to his side. But Carnesecchi pulled some saves off last season, man. That's
like an eagle,
man.
bro.
Oh, his problem is a certain Gigio Donnarumma.
Yeah,
Manchester City's starting goalkeeper.
Yes. Shout out to Tyson, who also asked about the predictions for the Italian teams in Europe this season. He also asked for Nick's predictions. Nick, I don't know if you have any hot takes.
You guys start, or is it related to the last question?
It's related to the...
So technically just getting mine.
Yeah.
Do I say it from here? Do I let you guys... I guess I'm going to say it from here.
Yeah.
Yell it.
Yell it.
So I think...
Yeah.
I think that... what was I going to say? Only Roma make a final.
Only Roma make a final. And do they win it?
Fuck it, yes.
Yes, that's
Right,
Gasparini's second Europa League title, courtesy of Nick.
Amazing.
Huge prediction.
Awesome. So we can move on to Tanino Batman Choco Loco's question. He asks, who's your 25-26 Serie A best 11 based solely on aura?
Love this.
So we're building another
Love
team
this.
over here.
Shall I go first this time?
Sure.
So I've got none other than the Eagle Mike Manyan in
Okay.
goal. He leaks aura. Right, the formation I've gone for is a 4-3-3. I have one player slightly out of position. So it's Mike Manyan in goal, Dumfries, Bremer, Baschirotto, Tavares, okay, Modric, McTominay, Nico Paz, Lautaro, Immobile, Leao.
Ooh. Okay. I see what you mean. Those guys are like the mercurial aura players. You're gonna be totally shocked, I think, by my selection. I have Vanya goal.
I knew you had Vanya in goal.
But obviously,
Manyan has more aura.
Manyan thinks he has aura, bro. Just because you put Goosebumps by Travis Scott on a swipe post in black and white doesn't mean you have aura. You see Vanya Milinkovic-Savic, he's wearing these round shades. He's got the skinhead. He's got the big beard. He's 6'8". You know, he's a giant of a man. He's hella stylish with his dapper clothes. He leaks it, bro.
Bruv. Manyan is the eagle, and he's got the London look going for him. If we're gonna talk about what is stylish, Manyan's got the London look.
He does, and that filled-in hairline. Baschirotto, Luperto, Saul Cocco.
Hold up, man.
He might be cooking.
Hold up. I just saw how your brain works for a second. Luperto, though.
Luperto is hella Italian traditional centre-back aura.
Does he have more aura than Gilson Bremer?
I thought about Bremer, to be honest. Instead of Luperto, it would have been, but Saul Cocco is...
Cocco's cool, eh?
Yeah,
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool.
My four in midfield, because I have a 3-4-3, by the way.
Okay.
Salamakers, McTominay, Casadei, Valeri.
I think I win this one,
striker
bro.
was the most difficult. I
Okay,
have Leao and Yildiz on the wings. And up front, it was between Keane, Castellanos, and Scamacca.
Here's where you're confused, bro. You have aura and you have sauce. And I think you have some sauce. You got some sauce in your aura.
Really, you think so?
I think so. Salamakers is sauce, not aura.
Salamakers is aura, bro.
He's sauce. He's sauce.
he?
He's silky sauce.
What's the difference between sauce and aura, bro?
So aura, you walk into a room and you glow, you command it, you have an energy about
okay,
you. You
okay.
know, listen to this guy, Tupac Shakur, aura. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Moise Kean has a very good balance of aura and sauce.
So it has to be
for
Scamacca up
example.
front. Scamacca will walk
Scamacca
into
has
a room,
aura.
yeah,
He has
yeah.
aura. He has
So
aura.
I think what I would change is Valeri definitely has to leave because he's not commanding a room.
Like,
I
they
put
say,
Dumfries, for example,
yeah,
would have.
they say Allegri has
yeah,
aura.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
This is hilarious, this aura shit. I'm sticking with my defense, huh?
Okay. I have Dumfries, Bremer, Basquerotto.
And Cassidy does have aura as well.
He does
He's got
have
that,
aura,
like,
Cassidy.
vintage footballer aura
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, there we go.
Great question, Tanino,
great
Batman
question.
Choco Loco.
The next one's insane, by the way. It had me going through the archives. Tanino Batman Choco Loco, again, he said, also, since you guys brought up the hilarious Stulich Tim Robinson doppelganger situation, by the way, if you guys haven't seen Tim Robinson's other show, Detroiters, I highly recommend it. I haven't seen Detroiters.
I haven't either.
We should watch it.
Yeah.
When
This weekend we're hanging out an
Yeah.
incredible amount. I hope you know.
Yes, there's a lot of football on. When the Richard Rios from Roma rumors were buzzing this summer, was I the only one to think he was kind of a Matt doppelganger? And I looked him up and bro, honestly, he's your doppelganger.
So-
he
so-
looks just like you.
This is. I think Richard Rios is really handsome. Alright. So I never thought I looked like him just because I thought he's a really, really good looking guy. I am not gonna sit here and say I think I look like Richard Rios ever. I think we have the same flow, maybe. You know what I mean? The hair.
I mean, if you shaved 2 lines in your eyebrows and got cheekbone implants over here, like, because his cheekbones are like fucking crazy. They're like, what's his name? The Night Stalker.
Richard Ramirez.
cheekbones, you know?
Sounds like an attacking midfielder, man. Richard Ramirez.
For Sampdoria.
Gaston Ramirez.
So I don't know. Yeah, this guy looks just like you in my opinion, bro. I
Great
couldn't
player.
stop this. So
Great
well done,
player.
Tanino. He says, regardless, who do you think are your closest doppelgangers in Serie A? But Matt has to answer for Jake, and Jake has to answer for Matt.
Okay, you start.
All right. So you found one of them yourself. So it's Caprile, the goalkeeper of Cagliari, of course.
I've had a shaved head and
Looks a bit like you. I
Uh-huh.
mean, it's not uncanny, but he does look a little bit like
Shall
you.
I just look
waiting
forward like
yeah,
this?
there we are. And also, Jade says looks a bit like you, to be honest. He's got the same dapper catering aesthetic that you have.
I have a catering
Nowadays with the mullet, not as much,
Okay,
but if you know, you
okay.
know.
Jay, it says, for
Mm.
those of you that don't know, Indonesian.
Yeah.
We might look a bit different, but okay.
It's on the
Okay,
screen,
it's
no,
a
he looks like him, right,
compliment.
Nick?
What?
He looks a bit like him, right?
Yeah, he looks like when Matt was like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Matt
okay.
5 years ago.
Back in the
Mm.
early 3-hour day. Oh,
Aha.
I got to say that.
That's fine.
it's fine.
In the early 3-hour days.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
For those who know.
For those
If
who
you
know.
you know. Who do you pick for me?
So for you, obviously, there's just looked for whoever in Serie A is bald and has a beard. Saponara, of course, isn't there anymore. There is Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, but you look nothing like him.
No.
So I've gone for her. So if you don't look at the head, I think you really look like Theo Hernandez, and I always told you, of course, former Serie A player nowadays. But Nick is currently pulling up. I put a bald filter on Theo Hernandez,
No way.
so people,
No way.
so people get to see. And I also put, geez, you look really similar to him.
That's insane. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And I also put a bold filter on Tati Castellanos,
No way.
because I think you have a bit of Tati in you.
It's the sharp beard, I
It's
think.
the sharp beard
Yeah.
mainly.
If
The
I
sharp
had
beard
to
and the
do
eyes.
my eyebrows and like shave a line in it. and
Yes,
have all that.
you're not too far from Tati.
That's
So
cool,
it's
I
a
guess.
Tati
Yeah,
Castellanos. You look a bit like him. And again, I have a bold Tati Castellanos being being pulled
Is he
up as
smiling?
well. No, Tati Castellanos doesn't smile.
You know
bro.
what there is as well? There's Leali.
Oh, there is Leali. There
Genoa's
is
keeper, but he
Leali.
looks more like Tate.
Speaking of bald kings, it does look like Andrew Tate. It's true.
Absolutely. All right, man. This was a really fun question.
Yeah,
to be
thank
honest.
you,
Who's next
Danilo.
doppelganger?
Who's Nick's doppelganger?
McTominay.
Kevin De Bruyne,
Yeah, he's a bit.
McTominay, anyone that has a bit of the ginger flow in their hair.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's enough.
Who has a thick moustache like Nick, man?
Saul Coco.
Saul Coco. Oh, Renato Vega back in the day.
Ooh.
Can't believe you've let him go, by the way.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Frank. Frank asks, what new signing has impressed you most and least after the first 2 game weeks?
I didn't see the least part.
I didn't see the least either. I prepared the most.
I'll think of one though.
Okay. So I can start. I mentioned a few.
Okay.
So I've got Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed by what I've seen. He seems ready for 20 years old. He seems very mature in his movement and his desire to play. Wesley from Roma has looked like a rabid dog. Sucic from Inter has looked like he's been there for a while. Ramon at Como as a centre-back has been very
Great
good.
one. Great one.
Hegem at Bologna has been good as well. 1 game, to be honest, only. And then Stanchu, man, at Carboni for Genoa really impressed me as well.
Very fair.
Modric and De Bruyne, you can tell that they're good, but they haven't blown me away totally yet, of course.
Okay. I have Sucic and Ferguson mainly. Sucic looks really, really good. I think he is so calm on the ball, which makes him makes his vision really good. He always picks out a good pass. It makes his dribbling good because he could spot a pocket of space and an opportunity to take the ball forward a little bit. I think he's a really well-rounded midfielder. He's very young and he really went below the radar. I think he's going to be an excellent long-term option for Inter, Sucic. I think he'll be the first name on the team sheet very soon. Be very, very important for them. Ferguson, I agree completely with what you said. For his age, man, he's very physical, he's very strong, he's very mature. Let's see him get some goals to his name. I think Modric, aside from the caliber of player, the fact that he's a Ballon d'Or winner, I think considering what Milan lacked last year, which is someone that dictates the tempo of the game, I think he came in and instantly showed that, like, that's what Milan were missing out on. That kind of player. And for that reason, and even Milan struggled a bit from set pieces last year. The way he's whooping these corners and these free kicks in, he's really impressed me in that sense.
But even when he gets the ball in midfield, it's almost like he's allowed more time than everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, he is allowed to take more touches. It's almost like time slows down when he gets the ball.
You can't press him though.
Yeah.
Don't press Modric.
So yes, I've been quite impressed with Modric. Not blown away yet, of course, obviously, because also the work he does is very low key, right under the radar work. He's not flashing, but yeah, very tidy player.
Yeah. Who haven't we been impressed with so far? I had a clip up that like Jonathan David hasn't stood out to me yet, but it's still very early days.
I think he will struggle. He'll have to move very intelligently in the box to make chances for himself.
Sorry, I also want to point out someone that has impressed me is Israel, Torino's goalkeeper.
Yes, absolutely.
I thought, conceded 5 in his first game, but second game, the clean sheet, I thought he was excellent.
And he had
I
good
thought he was
saves
really good, really good.
In the 5-goal one. Luis Henrique hasn't impressed. What's his name? Has had a bit of a mixed bag of a season. The Juve fullback, can't remember, Mario.
João Mario.
He's been a bit mixed. He's been a bit iffy in my opinion. He shows good things randomly, but he hasn't impressed me much. I will say Estupinian has disappointed me a little bit.
Great one.
With his positioning as well.
Great one. Those are the main ones, I'd say.
Disappointed. Not really.
Not really. I think it's also I hate saying a player disappointed me so early on. It's 2 games in, so I'll give them as the benefit of the doubt. But definitely Estupinian has been very error prone. I think he's had 1 good half so far. But he was very good in that half, to be fair.
Yes, the next question by Frank is Juric under pressure or ready?
So I tried to look for what Atalanta's goals are for this season, and I didn't manage to find any because nobody spoke about the goals. Not the ownership, not the management, not the coach, not the players. So we don't have they have to get top 6. That's their target, so on and so forth. When Juric was asked anything, he basically said that what to expect from him, it's winning. We'll see about that. Well, we were already seeing about that. And that he wants to enter the Champions League with curiosity and not fear. Which shows that maybe he wants to dabble in the competitions and push on all fronts. I don't think he's under pressure yet. I think there are 2 draws, okay? The draws were against Parma and Pisa, 2 teams he should destroy, but a very pragmatic Parma that at the moment under Cuesta are tough to break down, and Gilardino's Pisa, who nobody knows what to expect. It's almost, if you play any of the newly promoted sides in the opening 5 matches of the season, it's always a gamble. You see Milan lost to Cremonese, and you see upsets here and there. You saw Pisa holding Atalanta. So I don't think he's under pressure yet. I think it's early. I think he has 2 draws, something he can work with. And there's the Lookman situation as well hanging over his head, right?
I think he is under pressure, and I think he's going to be assessed quite heavily in the next game, to be honest with you, because you look at Pisa, Parma, and Lecce, which were the opening games. If you get 3 points from that, that's a disaster.
It's not good enough.
It's not good. No. So I think they'll really look at this Lecce game with an eager eye, the owners, to see what Juric can offer domestically. If he can get past this, score 1, concede 1, game over. And also, bro, just like a few days after they play Lecce, they take on PSG in the Champions League, followed by Torino and then Juventus, and then another Champions League match against Bruges.
Then Bruges and Como, then Lazio.
Yes, but it just means now that Lecce is the last easy game.
Yeah.
And then they start a very difficult spell that goes all the way to, and you see Cremonese over there, for example. Cremonese are one of the top teams right now.
They're third, man.
So, yeah, exactly. So I think Juric is under a lot of pressure, to be honest with you, I would say.
I think maybe if obviously this is a clean slate for him, it's a new opportunity, and hopefully it's a club that he is the center of the project to, because at Southampton he was a filler and the team didn't do him any justice, and against Roma he wasn't given any time because they had already lost their patience from De Rossi, Roma. So he'd feel pressure because he knows that everyone's laughing at him, that he's the worst manager in Premier League history performance-wise, and that he was sacked by Roma after a month and a half. He couldn't make the jump from Torino, is what people are saying. Now he has another shot. I think he's eager. I don't think he'll panic. I think there's an element of pressure, but it's not to the point that his job is being questioned yet. That's for sure.
I mean, he's on a 2-year contract, right? It's still early days. However, I don't know. As you said, I don't think Atalanta's objectives are top 4 and top 4 only. You know what I mean? I think they're more open-minded, or maybe less sports results driven than that. I mean, they have plenty of objectives: be in the green, qualify for a European tournament, continue to grow the brand, make a profit, except
collaborate with New Balance.
Exactly. You know how it is. Yes, make viral TikToks. Yeah, so I think we differ a little bit. I think he's under more pressure than you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Frank has a third question as well, which is, should we already be worrying about Ricci this year at Milan, especially with a potential World Cup coming up? So I did read that Modric has made the request of, listen, play me deep, I want to orchestrate play, I want to be a regista. And that's in direct competition. This is where Allegri has been criticized in the past. It's choosing the 40-year-old over the 23-year-old and allowing the 23-year-old to stagnate, basically.
I mean, it is a little bit concerning. I think that even for the sake of balance, Ricci, Modric, Rabiot works fine, in my opinion, in a midfield three. I think Modric could play maybe in a deep role, but off the center, not exactly as a regista, kind of like a mezzala with more freedom to roam, etc., etc. But yes, if this is the issue, right, that Modric has requested to play as regista and Allegri is satisfying his request, then I think it is a little bit concerning, yes, because I think Ricci is a pivotal part of this team and should be a pivotal part of this team. And if you have Ricci in front of the defense, you're a lot more protected than if you have Modric.
I would say so, and I think it depends a lot on the formation as well. I mean, if Milan are going for a double pivot, does Modric have the legs to cover the ground that is required in a double pivot? You know?
Yeah.
On the other hand, Ricci is 23 years old. He's used to playing in various competitions. Okay, he's never played in the Champions League, but he represents Italy, plays in the Coppa Italia, and plays in Serie A. So he's a very fit player, and he can get the job done over there. And I also think he's the future of Milan. He's an Italian midfielder. He's beyond his years, former captain of Torino. They call him up to the national team most times, at least. I think it would be a shame. And also, great potential. If we're talking Redbird and what they care about, great potential for a markup. You buy him for 25 million euros, this guy. Already from just putting his Ricci number 4 at the back of a Milan shirt, he's gone up by 5 million. He's already worth 30 million, you know what I mean?
It's true. I think that also it is bad, don't get me wrong, that Ricci isn't playing every game. It's not good for his development. But let's keep in mind that instead of playing every game for Torino, he is training every day with Modric.
Yeah.
So that must be worth something, right? So I think maybe in the long run, it will do him a world of good. But with the World Cup coming up and with Milan playing once a week, this isn't exactly a totally ideal situation for Ricci and for the Azzurri.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I'm not saying he has to start, but he needs more minutes.
Yeah.
He didn't play in the first match.
He hasn't even featured.
He hasn't. There you go.
Yeah.
I think he came on in the second match.
Did he?
Yeah, forced a save out of the goalkeeper.
Yes.
There was a clear penalty on him, in my opinion.
Yes, sure. True. So, Tyson with a fun one. He asks, in the USA, it's traditional to name trophies and awards after deserving players/icons. In Germany, for example, the Super Cup is now named after Franz Beckenbauer. Which players/icons would you name the following titles after? So we've got all the titles over here. So Serie A, for example, what did you go for?
I went for Trofeo Trapattoni.
Yeah.
7 titles as manager, the most.
Fair
know, one ahead of Conte and Allegri.
I went for the Trofeo Gianluigi Buffon because he's won the Serie A 10 times.
Oh, wow.
As a player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I went manager, because I looked up who won the Serie A the most, and then it was Buffon. I'm like, Buffon should be clean sheets or something. You know? So I went Trofeo Trapattoni.
Fair. I went for Trapattoni for another one. Coppa Italia.
I went for Alessandro Altobelli. He is the top scorer in the history of the competition.
Ooh, very nice. I went for Dino Zoff Cup, the Trofeo Dino Zoff, because he won 6 Coppa Italias, the most.
Jeez
Between the
Louise.
60s and the 80s.
Insane.
Yeah.
Top scorer?
Dude, okay, so I was between 2.
Oh my god. We had the exact same debate. You were between Piola and Nordal.
Yes,
you were between Piola and Nordal because Piola is the all-time leading goal scorer ever in Serie A history, and Gunnar Nordal has the most Capocannoniere awards.
Exactly, dude, exactly. And I went for the Gunnar Nordal award because you have the word Gunnar in there. And it's Capocannoniere Gunnar. It works perfectly.
Absolutely.
Right?
It works perfectly, and he did win the most of them.
Yeah. And you could call, like, who's going to be the Gunner this year, you know? It works perfectly.
Perfect.
Player of the season.
The Andrea Pirlo trophy.
I went for the Roberto Baggio.
You went for the road. Amazing. Great one. I went for Pirlo because he had like 3 in a row, man. At Juve.
Yeah.
So
he is iconic as well. Defender of the season, the Paolo
Maldini trophy.
Is that
easy?
Rookie of the season, I went for the Ronaldo Nazario Trofeo.
Thought of it. He was my second option. I went Donnarumma because he was 16 fucking years old and he was brilliant. So I went for
you could go for Maldini as well there.
Fair.
You know, I went for Ronaldo because in his first season, He had 25 goals in 32 games.
Insane, man.
It's massive.
Insane.
You could also go for Maradona trophy as well because he won them the league.
I was really considering Kvaratskhelia as well. Just because he came in, everyone was like, who the fuck is this guy? A real rookie. And he pretty much won them the league.
And he was off the PSG after, just to show like how well he did.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a fluke. He continued the trajectory and won the Champions League.
Exactly.
Coach of the season, this is where I went for the Trofeo Trapattoni.
Okay, I went for the Antonio Conte award.
Nice. I went for Trapattoni, of course, because he's won everything domestically and in Europe. So
Yeah.
it's a bit, and then there's the special award. Did you pick something?
Yes, I created the one that I really think there should be. It's the Fair Play / Discipline award. I went for Serie A because 700 professional matches and never got a red card as a defender in his career is insane. So I think it's a good one. / maybe Kaká. Because Kaká was a very disciplined player as well.
Yeah. The media really leaked that. By the way, recently I found a video like of him being interviewed and asked like basically like, would you rather go out or have a drink? Go out or stay in? And he's like, stay in. You know? He really milked it. They milked the shit out of it. I went for the Facchetti Fair Play Award.
Okay.
700 games as well, over 700 games. And he only got one red card for applauding sarcastically. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Good. That was a fun one.
There's also obviously any goalkeeper award, insert Buffon title here. There could also be a loyalty award, but that can't be a season by season one. That'll have to be a decade by decade one. You know what I mean? And it could be the Francesco Totti award, the Maldini award, anything of the sort. Insert favorite club legend here, basically.
Exactly.
Hello, this is Matt from the future. Hindsight is a bitch, and I've just come up with the coolest award name yet. The Quagliarella Goal of the Season Award. Thank you, and arrivederci.
Great question, Thijs.
Amazing. Now we have Vincenzo Americano. By the way, who is Vincenzo Americano? What a name, what a
So
picture.
we swapped to Discord, and he's just come out
He's
of
just
nowhere.
come out of nowhere, bro. Is it Mike?
Vincenzo-
Who is it?
I don't know, man, but every time Vincenzo Americano comes up, I laugh.
It's
man.
hilarious. The picture as well.
So, Vincenzo, you sent your questions on Monday at 7 p.m. What, you think I don't have a life, man? I didn't have time to prepare them as well, so Jake will take these
Fortunately,
away.
I don't have a life. Okay, so I love how he started off giving your increasing prominence in the Serie A community with 8,000 Instagram. For thank you for that, bro.
Thank you.
We'll skip that though. Here are my 3 burning questions about Serie A that I'm too lazy to find an Italian article and Google Translate. Fair enough, yes, that is often the case. What was Parma's thought process behind the Carlos Cuesta hire? Did they sign him with the intention of implementing a Catenaccio style? And if so, why did they feel that would be a good fit? So definitely not. That was not the intention. The idea behind Carlos Cuesta is that he has quite a modern approach to the game. I guess he's adaptable, and that's why we saw the type of game strategy we saw in the first game against Juve. But yeah, I wouldn't say that it's a total Catenaccio approach, of course. Apparently, Parma hired Cuesta based on a strong impression that he made during a trial.
Okay.
He impressed the directors, he was offered a permanent contract, and his vision aligns with the club's desire and hunger to win. Apparently, they also really like how well organized his teams are and how intense they play and how high the intensity is. Cuesta has also mentioned, by the way, that Pep Guardiola has given him advice. You know, the advice that Pep gave him was always be yourself.
It's great, man. Imagine you meet Pep Guardiola, man. Once in a lifetime opportunity. You ask him for advice, he says just be yourself.
Yeah. But he's right, you know. I mean, Fabregas said the same thing. Fabregas sat down with Capello after they got promoted to Serie A, and Capello apparently told him, like, listen, now it's time to defend. And Fabregas was like, no, I'm going to keep doing me. This is a modern approach. Yeah, you play your game, you tweak your game to the opponent, but you don't change your game entirely.
I think Cuesta, we're seeing Catenaccio at the moment. A fair reason would be steady the ship, get some points in early on, and then you can start to kind of find your identity and play more freer flowing football moving forward. I think his defensive structure and his set piece routines and prowess would be very important, especially Parma are quite a physical side, a very organized side, and if they get an opportunity from set piece situations, they can be quite dangerous. Keep in mind what he helped do at Arsenal. Those routines are nailed down over there, and they're really, really tough to break down. A lot of people say that watching Arsenal is boring and they suck the life out of the game. That's what I expect to see from Parma, to be honest, man. I don't expect a lot of sexy football.
A balanced game.
A
without
balanced
leaving
game.
too much behind. Kind of like Bologna were under Motta, maybe.
Exactly.
What is Napoli's long-term plan with Meret and Milinkovic-Savic? The latter has been the far superior keeper for the past few seasons. It's also unlike ADL to spend 20 million plus on a player just to ride the bench. I feel like what we've seen this entire transfer market was entirely anti-ADL. He doesn't typically invest and improve what he has in front of him, right? Normally he's a little bit of a diva with it. He's a bit stubborn, you know. Fine as we are, we're the champions. What do we need to improve? We've won the lot. This time he probably, of course, to keep Conte there as well, who was massive. And after what had happened with Spalletti, he decided, or him and his team decided, to improve every single position. They created a kind of competitive environment at Napoli. So no one's position is safe. So if Meret has his, as he sometimes has his dips in form, where he becomes error prone or looks a little bit shaky, there's Vanya who can step in and take advantage of those situations. It's not like they're pushing Meret aside, because I believe he's contract bound till 2027, if I'm not mistaken. But this is good competition, healthy competition in my opinion.
Which Meret hasn't really had, right? And there could also be the case where when you have two great goalkeepers like that, and you're in 3 competitions, you might use some for different competitions. So perhaps for the first season, if Meret were to take Serie A and Vanya would take Coppa and Champions League, for example, that wouldn't surprise me entirely. You see a lot of teams do that.
Absolutely, yes. Very good point. Imagine he's saving Vanya for the Champions League. That would be massive.
He releases him.
All I know is that one of them wasn't in our Aura 11.
That's it.
Yeah. Next question is about the Presidio investors. So who is Presidio investors and why did they acquire Verona, a team who is at risk of relegation at the time of sale? Did they consider any other teams, and what is their long-term ambition for the club? So Presidio Investors is a US private equity firm, and they acquired Hellas Verona with the plan to grow the club. Okay, they saw that Hellas Verona have a strong brand and strong potential to grow with the right strategy, and they want to be competitive in Serie A. That's their idea, as well as building a new stadium. So they really want to take Hellas to the top, it seems.
How long have they been there? I don't know if they're on track for that target.
They haven't been there for very long. Apparently, they looked at 70 to 80 different clubs. Yes, they also ruled out leagues like Germany because they do not permit private equity firms to own major stakes in clubs. So yes. I mean, probably they saw the trend of Americans buying in Italy. They hopped on. They're trying to. Verona's a lovely city, you know. They saw the potential. Have you been to Verona?
No, I haven't.
Gorgeous place, bro. Gorgeous.
Really?
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing.
You can go and rub the statue of Juliet's breast. That's the tradition there.
Really? Is it?
In fact, you look at them. They're like they lost paint on the breast there. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. They've been rubbed so many times.
See you soon, Juliet.
A question from myself.
I love this.
Wait, no, you missed one from
Did I really?
Vincenzo. There's the bottom.
Did they consider any other teams? What is their long-term ambition for the club?
No.
Is there another one that I'm missing?
A far easier question.
What was the far easier question? I don't have it here.
Oh, you're not seeing it on yours.
I took a different screenshot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Top 5 players or coaches coaches you would love to interview, and he said you can only pick Yerry Mina once.
Okay, so top 5 coaches and players would love to interview, and we can only pick Yerry Mina once for those on the podcast. Yes, who didn't
5
hear.
players and managers, I heard
Or-
correctly.
or-
5
or, I
players or
believe.
managers.
I have to agree, right?
Yes, so we're bringing them on together.
Okay, so we need an English-speaking one so we can speak comfortably without any hash. I think we should go for someone like...
So shall we start with a manager? Because I'd want like Mourinho or Ancelotti.
I would love Mourinho.
Let's get Mourinho on.
Okay, so we're bringing Mourinho on.
Okay, so we're bringing Mourinho on. That's the first one. Fuck, Maradona's dead, man. Jeez,
Yeah, that suck. It'd be great.
I love Clarence Seedorf, man. I love
He's very
Clarence
intelligent
Seedorf,
as well,
and
huh?
he's super intelligent. We'll bring him on.
Bring on
We'll bring on
Seedorf.
Clarence
Bring on
Seedorf.
Clarence.
Bring on Clarence Seedorf.
There's no way you guys aren't bringing on Saponara.
We have to bring on Saponara.
Bring
him
on
I
Saponara.
have so many questions. I need to ask, man, what is the problem, man? What's wrong? Like, why can't you just fucking play, man? You know?
Now I want like, ooh man, what a dream!
I
it'd
mean,
be to have,
Allegri
like-
has to be there, right?
Of course.
Imagine interviewing Allegri to be
It
cinema.
has to be. He has to be there. So Allegri, and then bro, we have 2 options. Either we're going fucking one of Milan's Dutch trio.
No, I think we have too much Milan, though. We can get a different perspective.
We could do
now.
something like that. Or we go like a mega underdog who was in awe of everything around him all the time. I think he can give us some of that
I
perspective.
feel like we get that with Saponara. Kind of an underdog who was in awe, because he went to, remember, he was at Milan when there was Kaká. Kaká was his mentor.
Guess.
Um,
Who would be an interesting guy to speak to?
we need a native speaker, a native English speaker in there.
Gascoigne played for Lazio, but we're not going to bring like
Not gonna bring
Tomori,
Gascoigne,
as in like it would be great, but
Yeah.
who?
McTominay would be cool, actually. That's a great shout. Bring him on and have a chat about the Scudetto winning season. That'd be mental, imagine this. Or someone who was there for both, actually. Politano, bro. Fuck the English thing. You bring on Politano, I can tell you all about the historic victories for Napoli.
But with that being said, you could also bring on Pirlo, who won like 4 in a row for
Yeah,
Juve, has a
yeah.
couple with Milan as well.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, Inter treble winning, definitely. Inter
We've got
treble
the coach.
winning. Oh, true. One more.
I would tell you Sarri, but I think he'll smoke up your room entirely.
Well,
You
smoke
would.
with them. We're gonna just
Um,
me and Sarri will be just chiefing cigs.
I don't believe Sarri is real. I just want to make sure his life is real. That's why I would have to.
Hey, man.
Recap: Mourinho, Seedorf, Saponara, Allegri,
For the podcast, man. Could be a
Gattuso. would be
Gattuso would be
mental.
great. We need someone mental, bro. Someone like, I don't know, man.
Bro, Simeon Wankwo.
Simeon Wankwo. Simeon Wankwo.
Simeon Wankwo.
One of the only 3 Africans to ever. No, top 3 African goal scorer in Serie A history. It's
Yes.
3 Africans to exist.
top 3 Africans.
Absolutely.
He's a
I
top
love Simeon
3
Wankwo.
Top 3 African.
Can you imagine the fucking wisdom it spit, bro?
Jeez Louise.
So a question
Amazing.
from myself. Yes. Former Roma CEO Judo Fianga admits it was not easy to work alongside Jose Mourinho, but still has an excellent relationship with the Portuguese. He said, I have many things to say, but I can't, for both our reputations. 3 words to describe him, he was asked. Super intelligent, skilled at his job, but I can't say the third one. So first of all, my question is, what is the third word? The third word, right?
Uh-huh. Mhm. But if
First of all. Second of all, this guy doesn't know the meaning of a word.
no, that's why in my answers I had to maintain consistency. So if he said super intelligent, skilled at his job, so we're seeing them getting a bit longer, I put 2 options. Either so super intelligent, skilled at his job, and a guy that always has a great relationship with most industrious players in his team, like Essien and Materazzi. And then another option is super intelligent, skilled at his job, and a guy that makes salt and pepper really work. Sometimes he's a bit arrogant and salty, but also very charming. It depends on the day and how his team is faring in the league. Also, I think that perhaps his tactics are a bit outdated when competing for top spots over 38 matches, but super reliable in knockout competitions.
I agree with those 3 words. For me, Campbell, by the way, we have to include what he said. Super intelligent, skilled at his job, fantastic lover. Yeah. So I have excellent head, hot daughter, funny accent, or Big Johnson. Like what is this word that he can't say?
Arrogant,
douchey, impossible,
hard-headed,
cocky, narcissistic.
very hard-headed, really narcissistic.
Exactly. Yeah, very interesting. All right, moving on.
Nick, me and Jake have just been boxing the microphones. I don't know if you
we've been
noticed.
punching them.
I can't get used to their height, man.
It's true. I'm sat like a good dog. Alex coming in strong with the fuck, marry, kill.
Yes.
Allegri, Conte, Gasperini. Now I thought this was clear. This was easy
I thought so as well.
because you kill Gasp, you marry Allegri, and you know Conte.
You know Conte? Why would you fuck Conte? Give us something.
I'm
Jake,
gonna-
why would you fuck Conte?
I would marry Allegri. I would love to sit and eat with Allegri every day. You know, God knows what series he'd be into. He'd be like, let's put on a show. There's this new thing. Like, anything you want. Allegri.
Horse
We'll watch
racing.
anything. The Conte thing is just to make the others happen because the others are good. The one with
Okay.
Conte would be a disaster. Horrible it would be. I'd be limping after.
Probably, yeah. Probably. I'd say he's a rough lover, Conte. Mine's a little bit different. I did marry Gasperini.
No way.
Bro, he'll get the best out of our children.
Bro,
he will get the best
all
out
of
of our
you would
children.
need therapy. All of you.
I need therapy anyway, bro. Fucking, my kids would need therapy as well. Their dad is Gasperini. And plus,
Bro, he would
short
definitely,
kings rule.
he'd definitely hit you with a backhand, bro, the second you're out of line.
You think he can hit me with a backhand? Try hit me with a backhand.
He's taller than you.
It's bullshit, man. It's
not
bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Marry Gasperini, just going to repeat it because he will get the best out of our children.
Okay.
Okay? Marry Allegri so he can make me laugh all the time. And we can have funny conversations. And kill Conte so he'll stop winning Serie A titles for rival teams. Because
Fair
so
enough.
far there's Juve, Inter and Napoli. So I think that was the obvious answer. You're fucking
it?
him. You're fucking the guy that won it with Inter, won it with Juve, and won it with...
I just worry that
Thank you.
Gasperini's on the older side, man. You might. There's a risk there.
Oh no, there's a risk for super good inheritance. Jeez Louise, bro.
Moving on. If you could, Tyson coming in strong on this episode. If you could create an Italy starting 11 for the upcoming World Cup using players from both the men's and the women's
This was
squads,
hard, man.
what would your 11 look like? And if all nations had a mix of men and women, how far would Italy make it in the 2026 World Cup? So it was
what
hard to pick a formation. We go 4-4-2.
Let's go 4-4-2.
So keeper, it was quite hard, but I think Donnarumma. Defense.
I went for Di Lorenzo, Bastoni, Calafiori, Di Marco in
I
defense.
think I agree. Quite tough. In midfield, I think Politano, Barella, Tonali, Zaccagni.
I think I agree. And up top, you have to go Retegui and Ken.
I
Right.
agree. And how far do you think this team would go?
In the World Cup, I think quarterfinals.
Agreed. No, but all jokes aside, of course, guys, we don't watch.
joking.
But we don't
not-
watch the women's
I'm not-
football, so I have no idea as to the quality. But obviously, there's a
Even if
discrepancy.
I
Yes.
did, like if you told me there's a quota and we have to put in 4, sure. But if I'm looking for a team that's going to win, I think this is the best it can get.
I agree. Yeah. I agree for many reasons, you know.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Thank you, Tyson, bro. Thank you very much. All right, now Tyson's got us working overtime. Now that the deadline day is well over, can you make a tier list regarding the Calcio Mercato and every club's window?
And this is where, if you're listening on Spotify and you're home, I'd simply recommend put on the video or go on YouTube. It's just we have the tier list open, so you could or watch both. Watch both at the same time.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button, like, share, rate, date, chat.
Absolutely. Yes, and let us know what you do in that terrible situation with Gasperini, Conte, and Allegri. What would you do, Nick?
I I wouldn't marry Allegri.
No.
I feel like one wrong thing and it's getting violent.
I think it's
Oh,
violent.
wow.
I think
With
it's the
Allegri?
least
Ah,
likely to
bro,
get violent
He
with.
was kicking on the last episode, like,
Okay, and he takes his clothes. Whoa, imagine
Yeah.
sleeping with Allegri, dude.
bro, it'd be so
Or don't, like, the Fidecom. I think marry Gasperini. No, you have to marry Gasperini.
I would marry Gasperini and I would fuck Conte.
Okay, wow, three
There we
different
go.
answers.
Holy shit, it's not obvious at
congratulations.
all, Alex. Turns out it's a brilliant question.
Great
and I just
question,
chose to get ravaged for no
He
reason.
chose to get ravaged
Uh-huh.
by a guy that keeps winning Serie A with rival teams,
You're
bro.
right,
it's
you're right.
it's like,
it's a bit ridiculous.
thank you, Conte,
I'm
for
just-
winning the league and for ramming my ass. Jesus,
Just
man.
hoping one day he'll come to complete the job at Milan. So yes, shall we start from the top? We start with Napoli.
From the top.
I think
Doesn't
Napoli.
Nick tell us where to start from,
Ah,
or are we doing
up to
this
you,
ourselves?
You guys can figure
Okay.
it out yourself.
So I think Napoli have the obvious S tier. Because they literally upgraded every single position.
I think Napoli, obviously, S tier.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the likes of Beukema, Lang, Gutierrez, Milinkovic-Savic, Marianucci, Lucca, Hoyland, Elmas, De Bruyne, and Rao. That is a splendid transfer market.
Just
So,
way, 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 way better than everyone else's transfer window.
Absolutely.
100%.
Inter. A tough one, Inter. Do we have any rules? Are we allowed a certain limit or no? With the tier?
Oh, no, just, I say just go for it.
Just go for it.
Like, be
Cool.
honest. It's,
Be yourself.
We have
Be
the,
yourself,
the
yeah.
scaling system we didn't mention. That's just the same.
Yes.
Yes,
So
the
it's
scale system.
S tier is Saponara, A is Ancelotti,
B. Bonaventura.
B Bonaventura, C
C.
Cerci, D Duda.
Yes.
This includes coaches, by the way, so just keep in mind the
yes,
coach
good
of
point.
part of the Mercato.
In fact, Inter are next.
Exactly, that's why
So,
it came to mind.
Inter have signed Luis Enrique, Boni, Diouf, Sucic,
and Akanji.
yeah, and Akanji, exactly, because
And
Zalewski, of course,
Kivu.
is off. And Kivu,
Yeah.
not great.
So, let's also factor in that Pio Esposito is back from
Mhm.
loan. I think Inter needed to do a couple of things. They had to reinforce at the back, they needed to get some youth in that midfield, and they needed to replace the two sub-strikers up top. I think they did all well. I think they didn't need a starter up top. I think the fact that they have Francesco Pio from their academy and they have young Johan Ange Boni over there, amazing. The two extremely good options off the bench. I think Akanji, because he was signed on transfer deadline day and there was so much else going on, I think that signing really flew under the radar because he is a fantastic centre back. And I think
he's
people
only
should
30,
be
yeah?
raving
Not
about
too
him.
old.
Only 30, and like they brought in Acerbi at 35, 36 and he did bits. And then Sucic is a fucking beast.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't know how much of it Luis Enrique is and the coach.
The coach. And I think also letting Pavard go.
Letting
This
Pavard
is a
go.
massive loss. For me, this isn't higher than a C, though, simply because of
I'd
the
go
coach
B,
situation.
yeah? I'd go B.
But how can you hire the most inexperienced manager in the league? Well, not the most, because there are two actual newbies. But I don't know.
But
I
they
can't give them a B with Kivu.
in my opinion, okay, Kivu, you're absolutely right. We don't know. Kivu might be sacked by December.
Yes.
Who knows? It's possible. But the fact targets reached and accomplished. I think one more defender wouldn't have sucked. But the signing of Akanji, the signing of Boni and Pio Esposito, and the signing of Sucic, amazing. And I think that takes them to a B, because every single thing we criticized about Inter last season, the Mkhitaryan aging, and they can't find anyone to play in that role, for example. The fact that they need a good centre-back, the fact that they need the two vices up front. You know, they did those things. They didn't necessarily need to shuffle the entire bloody squad or replace anyone else from that starting lineup. So I think they didn't have to go in any harder than they did in there. So I think it's a B.
Fair enough. In the event that we disagree,
Nick comes in.
Nick comes in.
B,
B?
B?
Okay, looks like it's a
Good
B.
man. Good man.
Okay,
Atalanta.
cool. Atalanta. Atalanta brought in Juric, they brought in Kristovic, Kosunu, Zalewski, Sulemana, not that Sulemana, the Southampton Sulemana, Achanor, and Musa as well, and Sport Yellow.
They lost Retegui.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they also lost fucking
They
a
lost
lot of
Ibrahim
players.
Sulemana.
Quadrado, Ruggeri,
Godfrey.
Posh. You know, they lost a few. But the main one is Retegui. And also they had that whole faccata with Lookman. And bless you, we don't know where or what the hell Lookman is going to be doing. At some point, I think he'll come in because he's in their Champions League squad.
This has to be a C,
Duda.
right?
D, I
D?
would say.
D?
D. You lose Retegui and Lookman. Okay, bring in Kristovic. Sure.
Yeah.
He's good, but like, sure.
It's just I don't feel that confident with these players when Gasperini isn't around.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I think it
okay,
has to
I'll
be
go,
D.
I'll go D Duda.
D Duda. The Duda.
Even though, they're not bad players, it's just that I can't see it working.
Zalewski. Decent left wing back choice to replace Ruggeri.
I used to think so highly of
Ahanor.
Juric.
Ahanor is
like 3 years ago.
Ahanor, 17 years old, left back, got a lot of minutes for Genoa last year. He's good.
Yeah.
Musa can play multiple positions.
But you're right. I mean, they're definitely not stronger than they were by any regard.
Weaker.
So they're much weaker.
And then losing
And I have
Gasperini
them
and getting
falling
Juric.
as well in my prediction. You can check out that episode. I've got them in a shocking place.
So I've got them in D for Duda.
Yes. Next up, Juve.
Yes, an interesting one, man. A very interesting one.
So Juve had a bit of an under the radar market. They brought in Jonathan David, Openda, so that's 2 strikers, while keeping Vlahovic, a move which some journalists have called financial suicide. João Mario was brought in.
the swap deal with Costa, so Alberto
Costa, exactly.
And they brought in Idon Zergova.
Zergova,
who looks
exactly.
Good.
Who looks exciting from Lille.
Mm-hmm.
They stayed with Tudor and they didn't really lose any key pieces in their team. They just lost, they continued to lose. They lost Douglas Luiz, which you can't even call a loss. Nico
Savona.
Gonzalez, and they made a profit from him. Or they broke even. They didn't make a loss, that's for sure. So yes, I think that this Juve team doesn't have many gaps anymore with the signing of Zegrova. Because creatively, they're not going to suffer as much anymore if he does well. So the issue has been addressed of creativity. The striker situation has been definitely handled very well with David and Openda.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
the thing is, I'm looking and I'm not seeing a lot of Serie A experience, which is just something to be mindful of. Of course, Conceição, Lloyd Kelly, Zegrova,
the whole at right back as well.
Openda, David. I think I don't think they're weaker. I think they're a little stronger, man. I think they're a little bit stronger. But it totally depends on how these strikers do. I think they have a very attractive 3 up top that they can choose from. I think it can be quite high.
I think in theory this is an A. In theory,
an A
or a B. I just don't like the fact that the right back situation the hasn't really been resolved. And having to play
Mario, right?
As a wing back as well.
João Mario can play on the right.
Mario. Yeah. We give it a
a B.
B.
I'm good with B. I'm good with B.
I don't know. The strikers situation, they went above and
they
beyond.
Brought on David and Openda. If they both turn out to be beasts, we're stupid.
Exactly. And Zegrova is quite exciting. I wouldn't mind bumping them up to A, yeah?
Look at that friggin' A. It's a bit high.
But there are no
Let's do
obvious,
A, because they didn't lose anyone
exactly. Worst
detrimental. Yeah. Roma. Who did you get? Roma. You got Wesley. You got El Ainawi. You got Ziolkowski, Evan Ferguson, Bailey, Gilardi, Zelezny, Vazquez, Tsimikas, and Mannini, and only spent 63 million. From a value perspective, decent. They haven't really lost much. I mean, they lost Lefebvre, Paredes, Shomurodov, Abraham, Abdul Hamid.
Yeah, they lost a lot of dead weight. I mean, they'd be disappointed that they didn't keep Salamakers, who was very good for them. But other than that, I think they upgraded, but they took many risks, in my opinion. Roma, they seem to be paying off because Wesley and Ferguson have looked quite impressive. But I think if you have, and Gasperini as well as an appointment is massive as well.
Look, I don't like how Leon Bailey got injured immediately. I don't like the whole Dovbyk thing, how they went to the very end trying to swap him with Santi Jimenez. That was just messy. Like, that to me puts them down a rank, just because it shows a lack of vision and a lack of like faith in your players. Which we'll speak about Milan that soon. And also Elainawi wasn't their primary objective. It was Richard Rios.
But definitely not a bad market, especially when you look at the manager, when you look at the project, the team on paper as well.
Brought in Gasperini.
Gasperini is massive.
Huge.
I mean, I would give this a B.
I agree. So we have 2 in B, we have 1 in A, 1 in S so far, and 1 in D.
Now, Fiorentina. An abundance of quantity, They brought in Piccoli, Som. Okay, these guys have already been there.
Fazzini.
Yes, Fazzini, exactly. Nicolucci, Caviglia, who we haven't seen yet. Very exciting.
Amazing signing.
Cospo from Barca's under-19s. Dzeko, Lezzerini, Viti made it there as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And Pioli as manager.
They also managed to keep Keane, which was huge. They didn't lose Goodmanson either. They only lost really Amrabat, Coyote, Kone, Beltran.
They removed a lot of dead weight. Look at that.
Biraghi, Brekalo, Gentle David, Barak. Jeez Louise, they did remove a lot of dead weight. Colpani.
I think...
of course.
Simply because no positions were clearly upgraded.
I think it's a C. I think it's a Churchy.
There are a whole lot of players, but again, many risks, many household names who will be playing at the highest level they've ever played, like Piccoli or Nicolucci, Caviglia or Fazzini. You know what I mean? Many risks. So yes, I agree with C.
I like it. I like how they signed a lot of young players. I like how they brought Pioli back to the league. I'll watch them and I'll support them a lot. But not the most, not what they need. They need that one player that can take them to the next step, and I don't think they found that guy. I think Som is going to be a good player for them. I like Som, and Fazzini, keep an eye out for him. Also, Nicolucci,
we know what he can do.
Over set pieces, and when the game is slowed down a bit and he has the ball, he's one of the most exciting players in the league, in my opinion.
I'm curious to see how Pioli uses him, to be honest. I think the best thing they did was Pioli.
Yep.
To be honest.
Lazio, we can skip, go straight to D.
Yeah, Lazio straight to D. Or NA if that's
exactly.
That's an option, because they obviously couldn't buy anyone.
The only good thing is that they managed to keep the likes of Rovella and Guendouzi, who Milan wanted, for example.
And now in January they might buy Insigne.
Oh gosh, here we go, bro. Milan are next.
So look, Milan's window was a good one, right? I mean, it was Nkunku, Yashar, Ricci, De Winter, Stupinian, Nathakame, Rabiot, Odogu, Modric. My question is about the gaping holes that are left in the team. So you have no alternative striker, like a pure 9. I'm not talking about Nkunku or Leao. To Jimenez, and the centre back position is weaker because you've brought in has a nice ceiling, De Winter, but you've lost Chow, who you literally bought in a similar deal to De Winter, molded him into a deployable centre back who actually fits what Allegri wants, and you traded him off for the younger version of himself just for a profit. I think
I
on-
do.
yeah.
Let's not count out the winter because I thought the winter was really, really good. That
No,
Genoa
the
and,
winter
like,
is great, but obviously
I don't know if it's a downgrade yet. I don't know if it's a downgrade
Ah,
yet.
It's definitely not a clear upgrade.
It's
Let's
not a
just say
clear
that, yeah.
upgrade, but Chow was a bit error prone. Chow was also great at getting that flick on at the near post in corners. He also, on his day, he was brilliant, but also we've seen silly red cards, we've seen own goals, we've seen mistakes from him.
Yes, yes.
The winter could be cleaner, and he's good with the ball at his feet. Aerially dominant.
But the winter has also made many mistakes. I saw a compilation of the mistakes and the penalties he gave away last season as well, and that was a Genoa with way less pressure. So it's kind of like for like. That's what pisses me off. It's literally
Genoa
just,
with more pressure. You're also getting friggin' dogged when you play for Genoa. Eh? All the teams attacking.
yes, but you have less. It's not as obviously grandiose as playing for Milan.
It's
you know what I mean? You have
definitely
the world
not.
watching. and you-
Let's agree. It's a lateral move. It's not an upgrade.
Yes.
It's a
I
lateral
think
move.
for me, this could work, but it's very risky, leaving such blatant gaps in the team.
B because Santi and Nkunku. Well, Santi is the only pure number
Santi's
9.
the only 9, and the centre back situation. And also, bro, by the way, who's the vice? Estupinian. If Estupinian's injured, and he's very stupid. No, if he injures himself as he often has in the past, it's Bartezaghi who comes in.
I like Bartezaghi.
I like Bartezaghi as well, but come on, like, is this really what we're doing? I thought we're serious this year. I thought Milan were serious this year.
Look, let's also mention that Milan lost Tiani Reinders, Malik Chow, and Theo Hernandez.
Yes.
They
Massive.
significantly downgraded in the left back department. Defensively, they didn't improve, and they had to improve. Midfield sorted. Midfield, great moves by Tare and the management, whatever. Up top, Nkunku's nice. Nkunku he can surprise us and be a fucking world-class player. He
A
can be.
counter-attacking weapon, who knows?
And maybe the only benefit of the doubt I'm gonna give the fact that Santi is the only pure number 9 and he's out of favor, which is hilarious. You'd think, how shit is this guy? Because he's the only number 9 and he's out of favor.
Yeah.
What? And you're playing with 2 strikers. What? They're saying Leao and Pulisic up top. They're saying Leao and Nkunku. You know, they're saying switch to a 3-4-3, Leao punta, Pulisic right, Nkunku left, for example. There's a lot of variations. If Allegri manages to either play a good counter-attacking system with a Leao Nkunku in a 3-5-2, or manages to get the best of Leao punta, then this can be an A. But we have no guarantee on that. But is it a B? Is it really a B when you bring in Nkunku, Yashari, Ricci, Modric?
It's all, look, what I realized with Milan,
Rabiot.
these markets with this management, it's very much a facade, bro. It's a facade. It's not. They make it seem. They blow it up. You know. They make it seem like they're making these great moves when in reality there is no real substance to the moves, man. Like you look at the Jimenez, Joao Felix, and the Kyle Walker. It was so hyped at the time, you know, and it seemed to make sense. But in reality, there was no fucking plan. There was no coach. You know, we can't say I was a dead man walking. So I think, for example, giving Allegri Rabiot is the best transfer they could have done, because it was the one request that Allegri apparently made. Allegri requested to keep Chow, for example, and they sold him. You know, Allegri requested a striker, and they didn't give him one. You know, it's all them just, you know, buying young, looking at deals in the market, eventually selling. Unfortunately, this is Milan right now.
Yeah.
Not to be that negative, and I'm not saying that Milan can't do well this season or anything, you know, but it's just the reality of the management.
B.
B.
Fair.
Yes. Next up,
Bologna.
Bologna.
Who I can't stress enough, they lost Ndoye Bokema and Derelict. That was huge.
Yes, it was huge.
Especially
however,
Ndoye Bokema.
they did bring in some interesting pieces, in Jonathan Rowe from Marseille, who was shipped off for the fight with Rabiot. They play each other this weekend, going to be massive. Vitek, the centre back, who's already had to play. Hegem, another centre back, who's also already had to play. Zortea, they got Pobega back, Casale back, of course, Ciro Immobile, Gillier, the goalkeeper, Bernardeschi. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit of a mixed bag here as well, eh?
The fact that they kept their manager is huge. The fact that they kept, Orsolini, Castro, they still have a good team. Is it Ferguson? His name, Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Wow, we have two Fergusons now. That's very weird.
I just don't know much about the profiles they brought in. Like Jonathan Rowe, I'm not too familiar with.
So
his
I'm
game.
not too familiar with these guys. I really don't like. Ndoye was so important. Okay, they made 35 million, 40 million, whatever. Ndoye is huge, man, for them.
Yeah.
It was so important for them last year, and
you're
so
looking
was
at the
Belkema.
replacement for Ndoye. That's technically Jonathan Rowe, and the investment wasn't great. It was an opportunity. So I'm wondering how Italiano will fit him in. Bernardeschi, complete wild card. You don't know what you're gonna get from him.
And then Immobile is already injured for 2 months.
Zortea, you don't know if he's going to be.
Zortea, I like that.
I like
signing.
Zortea.
I like that.
I like him a
signing.
lot, but you never know. It's quite an upgrade, quite a jump once again
Yep.
to be competing in Europe
And you
compared
saw,
to playing for Cagliari.
Posh didn't manage.
Yeah.
For example, he struggled with them.
It's a weird one. Huh?
I'm thinking
It's
C
not-
more
it's
than
not
anything.
Dudu, C, yeah.
No. I'd go Cerci for
Cerci.
Bologna.
Not Dudu head.
Not Dudu head, Cerci. Yep.
Cerci. Yes. Como, I mean, how many times do we have to talk about this? Eh?
Right? But,
I mean, they're all young, they're all ballers, they all went for
Rodriguez,
up.
Kun,
Yeah.
Baturina, Perrone, Valle, these guys.
Yeah.
Stefan Posch.
Stefan Posch as well, deadline day, Alvaro
Morata,
Ramon.
fucking Ramon. No,
Yeah.
Excellent signings.
I mean, they have a 40-man squad. Yes,
I think this is S.
of
I
course,
think this
of
has
course.
to be S. These are... They sign with a purpose, man. Then they sign with a vision. They bought... I'm going to count the amount of players that they bought that are over 25. Morata, Posch, Mazzitelli, Diego Carlos.
Yeah.
Everyone else is 25 and under.
Amazing.
Jesus Rodriguez, brilliant. Baturina, I can't wait to see more of him. We haven't seen him yet. He's brilliant. Kun looks like a really good striker. Yeah.
Yeah,
see.
it's true. They just look like the memes of like the Chelsea dressing room and the Chelsea team bus where they're all crowded with like that's gonna be Como. They're gonna need 2 team buses here. Come Como, like 2 double-decker buses roll up.
They did ship off a couple players though.
Yeah.
They would have a decent amount.
Many players who helped get them promoted, unfortunately. It's the nature of the game, right?
That's it.
Torino.
Torino up next, of course. The biggest thing was that they lost Ricci, Vanya,
Sanabria.
and Sanabria. Those are the biggest losses. Of course, Karel Linetti wasn't a small loss
Karamoh
either.
and-
Valukovic,
Biragi Elmas.
Biragi, Elmas. No, they kept Biragi.
They kept Biragi?
They
Nice,
kept
okay,
Biragi.
okay.
Who did they sign? They replaced Vanya with Israel. They brought in Pedersen was already there, I believe, from Feyenoord.
he
Yes,
was.
former Sassuolo. Abuklal from Toulouse on the right wing.
Ngonj.
Christian Aslani, Ngonj, Giovanni Simeone,
And you're in.
Ismaili. No, this is a decent market.
It's decent.
2 big losses for them, but replaced quite adequately. I think the replacement for Ricci is obviously Aslani, who was... The only reason he sucked at Inter was because he had a slow start and everyone turned against him and scapegoated him in a turbulent season.
And
I think there's a
'cause-
player there, man.
And because Inter play a lot through transition and Aslani thrives in controlling possession.
Exactly.
Even though, Baroni, from what we've seen, he also loves to play in transition.
But he can grow. He's in a place he can
Now,
grow.
I like the moves in. The moves out have to be factored in, though.
Yes.
Massive losses. And when it comes to reinvestment, there wasn't much. I mean, they reinvested essentially the Vanya money, but the Ricci money wasn't really reinvested.
Also keep in mind Baroni in for Vanoli. That's an upgrade.
Yes. I'd go C,
I think I'd go B.
B.
But they lost Richie and Vanya. But they brought in a bunch of players, man. Israel,
fair, yeah.
Pedersen, Aslani, Ngonch, Simeone, Biragi, Ismaili, and Yorin. It's not
Their
bad.
attack's
It's
looking
not
better as
bad.
well. It's true. I wouldn't mind the B either.
We put them in
Yeah,
B.
I
Let's
agree.
put Torino on B.
It's
Come
quite
on,
a
Torino.
decent market. Let's not let that loss to Inter distract.
Yeah,
Come on, Torino, get out of 11th.
exactly.
Oh, yes.
Like, let's go 10th, baby.
Yes.
Antonio Donnarumma is someone that they lost. I wonder where he is.
Salernitana, I
Not
think.
City. Yes, Salernitana.
We have Udinese.
Nah, if their sponsor counts as part of their mercato, it's a disaster.
Yes.
They lost a few players, of course, in Tuvan, Lucca, and Bijol. Payero as well, Alexis Sanchez, Brenner.
Yeah, many players actually.
Big-
They lost. The list
big
goes on and
losses.
on and on and on.
Big losses. And who did they bring in? They brought in Atta, Miller, Buxa, Kierumgard, Gogliocidze, Piotrowski, Nicola Zaniolo.
Who's only 26, by the way.
Zaniolo's only 26. Young, bro.
Young.
To be doing shit like that. I'm gonna drop it as guy made a mistake. Like
Zanoli was brought in as well.
is a good signing, but I don't love their mercato.
I don't love it at all. I'm very excited by Lennon Miller.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a decent player from
And
Motherwell.
another Scotsman in
Yeah.
as well. Atta is a good player, and I don't mind Gogliocidze either. He's still 21 years old.
And
but-
Zaniolo finally can play once a week at a club where he'll be the star man. It's a bit of a...
Will he though? Will he?
I
Will he
mean,
play? Will he
he'll-
start?
In theory, he will be the star man. In theory, now if it actually translates that way on the pitch, we'll see. I mean, unspectacular, but not terrible. They spent 34 million in total with the whole, tying everyone down. I don't know. I think
They lost Isaac Toure as well. Did
I
they
think
lose Isaac Toure?
this is a C, right?
This is a C.
A C,
That's C
yeah.
written all over it.
C.
C.
Slight problem.
Yes.
I can't find their badge.
Oh
Find
my
their
god.
badge.
Do you know what it
I'm
looks
looking at
like?
it on my phone right now, and
And-
I'm not seeing it. If anyone in the comments is spotting it, you can just say spotted. Because I'm not seeing this at all. So
So-
just to give context, can we give context?
Yeah,
Maybe you guys say it because
Sure. Sorry, because we are... Wait. So context isn't regarding the tier list
Regarding
thing?
the tier
Okay.
list.
So we have... we found an online tier list basically with a bunch of Italian teams and their logos on it, readily on it, so we didn't actually make it ourselves. And... and
Nick,
this-
who just started watching Serie A, might confuse a logo somewhere along the way, or might not recognize a logo, which is something.
Straight up, it might. How can it not be here? Is it possible? Have they
I don't know.
No,
Have they
Not
gone
really.
past Serie A chair?
no.
Yikes, so I'm genuinely just not seeing it.
It's okay.
Mi amore.
Shall we put another...
I found it.
You found it.
Hey,
Nice.
go
Hey.
Nick, go Nick. Put them in G.
Oh, yeah.
Put them in G.
There we go.
Genoa. Genoa lost the winter. They lost Ahanor. They lost Bani. They lost Maturo. Portanova.
Balotelli.
Balotelli.
Cornet.
Not too many losses for them, and couple good players brought in from them, man.
And they spent nothing.
They spent nothing, bro. And they brought in Stanchu, they brought in Carboni, they brought in Lorenzo Colombo, Ostigard, Grombake. Really, really good mercato for them, to be honest, considering the upgrades and the cost associated with those. Keep in mind, this is still the same team that has Malinovsky and Messias
Exactly,
in
yes.
their squad.
And finally, they can get a bit of a break from
Mhm.
having to try to start every week.
Mhm.
My only concern is who is the vice Colombo? Who's the sub striker for Genoa?
Let's have
Who
a
has
look.
to score the goals when Colombo decides that he's only scoring 4 this season or 6. He's been averaging kind of like between 4 and 6 goals, Colombo, every season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the real risk over there. But in reality, Genoa aren't a team that need to score that many goals, and there's a lot of quality behind this striker.
Vitinha,
Vitinha,
who's more of a secondary
Yeah.
striker, though.
But yeah, I think
That's
and
it.
Ekuban.
Yeah, and Ekoban.
Okay, I mean, I would give this
I'd give it an A
An A, bro.
personally.
I
I'd
agree.
give it an
I
A.
agree.
Obviously relative to size,
Of
you know,
course.
because
Yes,
what do you expect
and
them to do?
judging by what they did with zero, euros,
Exactly.
like they did this with no money. It's crazy.
Yeah, and they made 5 million for Ahanor, a 17-year-old. They made 22 million for Coney de Winter. Of course, the Albert Goodmanson signing to Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Of course, he was discounted, right? Of
Hellas
course.
Verona.
Wait, hold on. You guys said two different answers. You said A and B, or B and A.
I
No,
think we said A.
Oh,
We agreed
yeah,
on A.
yeah, no problem,
Yeah.
bro.
Hellas.
Who are you
Yeah. Look, we never know. We never know who they are.
So
But they always get it right.
Unai Nunez is an exciting centre back from Celta Vigo. Exciting. He's 28 years
Mhm.
old, but you know exactly what he's going to give you, right? You look at the other centre back they brought in is what's his name and where is he?
Oh, Victor Nelson. Victor Nelson from Galatasaray.
Yes,
He's
exactly.
Danish.
Yes.
He's good.
He's good. They brought
He's
in
good.
Bradaric, who has a lot of league experience. Gift Orban, who's meant to be their striker, who meant to create something as well.
Bro, Grigoris Kastanos
Castanos
from
but
Salernitana
is
and
there, yes. I think he
Bradaric.
joined last season halfway through.
What fun.
Castanos. Also, Jovan looks like quite the signing from Corinthians.
Oh, you mean Joe Vane?
Yeah. So I would give this a C, yeah? Maybe even a... Do we dare give them a B? Because there are some interesting pieces here.
I
And I
wouldn't
think
give
they
them
really
a
upgraded
B
their defense.
because they lost Chachua, Coppola, Gilardi, Duda.
They lost Coppola for 10 million. They should be ashamed of themselves.
This is what they do, but this is the thing. Considering all those star players that they lost, I never saw them make so much money, man.
Yeah.
No, let's give it a C. Let's be a bit conservative. Let's give it a C.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they invested the money decently, huh?
I like what I'm seeing. I hear.
We'll go B. Let's go B. Let's go B.
Come on, Ben.
Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben. B for Ben.
Before Ben.
Or blow job. Cagliari. So Cagliari signed Piccoli and then shipped him off immediately. To
Caprile
Fiorentina.
redeemed.
Caprile redeemed. Gaetano redeemed. Juan Rodriguez from Peñarol. Adopo. Folorunsho
They bought an exciting Turkish youngster in Kilicsoy.
in Kilicsoy.
Folorunsho's a nice
Folorunsho. Borelli is like 6'6" or something. Belotti. Sebastiano Esposito. And then they of course lost Zortea and Piccoli.
I mean, I think this was a very smart move by Cagliari because they cashed in. I mean, they didn't make a crazy amount of money on Zortea, but Zortea wasn't the centerpiece to their system. So they sold quite intelligently.
They also
Even Piccoli, cashing in on Piccoli, he's quite replaceable. He wasn't spectacular for them. You know what I mean?
They made
It was good,
decent.
like, yeah.
I think they could have made more than 12 million for him. Considering he's 24, he's still 24. That's crazy. Also, keep in mind they lost Davide Nicola and replaced him with an unproven 39-year-old Pisacane.
So I worry as well about that striker role because as it stands right now, they're playing with many pressing forwards and like Folorunsho, Luvumbo. They're playing up front they're playing without a real nine. In reality. When
Sebastiano
you need,
Esposito.
Yes, exactly. So you need someone to score
target
goals.
man.
You need a bomber for these teams. Like Kristovic was the difference between Lecce and Venezia last season. You know what I mean?
And Piccola was the difference for them as well, for
Piccoli,
Cagliari.
Yeah.
For yes, did I say Piccoli? Yes.
Piccola.
Oh wow.
His sister.
I think the fact that they managed to make money from Piccoli, that they kept Caprile, that they kept Gaetano, that they kept Adopo, that they got Folorunsho, Belotti, to be fair, as that target man, and Sebastiano Esposito.
Belotti, of course. Belotti was signed.
Good one to mention.
Yeah.
And Sebastiano Esposito. Those are very good signings.
Again, I like it.
Shall we...
Say, I don't know, B, C.
Shall we go C? Because at the end of the day, 24-year-old Piccoli, who they redeemed, is now replaced by a Belotti, who we haven't seen the best from recently.
Might pay off though. That might pay off, and I like Esposito
And I
a
like
lot.
Foloruncio, and
Ah.
I like it's a B. It's
put
a
it up,
B.
put it up, B.
It's a B. Come on,
Fuck
Cagliari.
it. Fuck it.
Parma lost Kivu, gained Cuesta. Is it an upgrade? Is it a downgrade? Who
Gained
knows?
friggin', lost friggin'.
Yep, gained friggin', lost friggin'. They lost Boni, Leoni, Som, Man, Mihaila, Charpentier, Hineout, Kamara,
Vogliacco,
Vogliacco,
Cancelleri.
Kowalski, Cancelleri, Balò.
This is a C or D. C, I would say.
Nah, bro, this is a D. Because they brought in, who did they bring in? Let's see.
Cutrone was brought in because friggin' got injured. Oristanio was brought in. He dribbles well. One of the best dribblers.
Yeah,
statistically in the league.
Oristanio's good.
Sorensen, I mean.
Sorry, this is a D. This is a D. This is a D.
Ordonez. Yeah.
Ordonez is okay. He's good. Ordonez, to be fair. We saw him there last season. No,
Yeah.
Ordonez, yeah. D for Parma. Every single player that made me like this club, apart from Bernabé, is out.
Yeah.
They also have Juric.
Del Prato's there still. The
Del
hero, and
Prato's
Suzuki.
there, and Valenti and Valeri, who I enjoy.
Lecce up next. And Lecce,
Mhm.
they brought in Stulic. He's their new star striker for 4 million. The guy who looks like Tim Robinson.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I mean, they
Christ
brought in
Owen Kwasi.
Sotil and Camarda.
Mm-hmm.
Christ Owen Kouassi. Salah
D.
from Cordoba. They lost Kristovic. They lost Baschirotto.
Nah, they lost Baschirotto to Cremonese, man. One of their direct rivals for relegation. I don't think that this is decent enough.
There's a D. There's a D.
yeah. Yeah.
Lecce D.
Yes.
Sassuolo. Ooh, Sassuolo had quite an interesting one, right? They didn't really lose many players apart from what? Toljan, Seidi,
Mm-hmm. Obiang maybe.
Obiang,
Where did
Mulattieri,
Mulattieri go?
Ruan.
Mulattieri went to Deportivo apparently. On loan. Okay. Nice, because he's excited.
Yeah, they loaned out a bunch of talent. One thing Sassuolo did that was very smart is the whole Pinamonti thing. They kept him in Serie A while they instantly got promoted back to Serie A from Serie B by using Mulattieri and the likes. And now they have him back, and he has a full season under his belt with Genoa, where I believe he managed to get 10 goals.
Yeah.
Aside from that, they brought in Itzes,
yeah.
they brought in Kande, they brought in Muharemovic, who we saw there last year as well. He's a good centre back. Fadera from Como, I think he's underrated. Kone knows the league.
Kone is from Marseille. I don't know if he knows the
Oh
league.
shit,
Yeah, it's a
sorry, wrong
different
Kone.
Yeah, but they did bring in Walid Kedira, Vranks as well, Matic,
Matic.
Woyo Koulibaly, who we saw at Parma as well. This is a good mercato on paper, and I like the particular attention to the centre-back department, because historically that's where Sassuolo have always struggled in Serie A.
Yeah,
So-
they're the only team, by the way, Sassuolo, who lost both their opening 2 matches. So how much does the transfer market impact for now?
I think this, though, on paper isn't bad. Huh?
It's not bad. Let's see if
How's
we
our
go-
B looking? We have many in B.
Yes, you have the most. It's 5.
We have the most, and I mean, we're not going to give this an A, though. Eh?
Sorry, 6.
6 in B? Fuck.
Christ, Owen Kouassi. No, this isn't an A though, eh?
No, it's not an A. Maybe we'll have a look and fix it.
It's a B! It's a
B.
B! It's a B.
Keep hitting this mic. Pisa.
Interesting. Pisa definitely, on paper, in my opinion, have the weakest squad.
Yeah.
They brought in Voral, Meister, Nzola, Scuffe, Luzuardi, Laurent Quadrado, Mauci, Mbambi, Bonifanti, Stengs, Abisher, Raul Albiol, Luis Buffon from,
that's
from their
his son.
under-19s. It is.
Yeah.
Fucking
San Miro.
What did you say?
Akin San Miro, bro.
Fucking San
Centre
Miro.
back from Inter.
Fucking San Miro, man.
I think this is... I mean, they tried, but it's a D, in my opinion. D or...
Maybe a C. Maybe a C, just because
I think
Nzola...
I mean,
Quadrado, no,
No,
it's
no,
a
bro, it's a
DA,
D,
it's a
D.
D. I made it worse. Like
Raul
Albiol,
I mean, is
yeah, he's
39
39,
years
eh?
old. Abusher is a nice one. to be
Abusher is
honest.
quite good.
Stengs is exciting, but
It's a DA.
D. Yeah.
Cremonese.
Cremonese had a pretty good market, man.
Mhm.
When you look at it, they bought intelligently. They brought in the likes of Baschirotto. They brought in Sanabria, Pezzella, Warren Bondo, Filippo Terracciano, sorry, Zerbin, Grassi, Jamie Vardy. This is a very clever market.
You know what
Silvestri,
we're
is that
doing,
the
yeah.
Marco Silvestri?
Yes, it is the
keeper?
Marco
Oh,
Silvestri. You know what we're doing here, eh,
We're
brother?
putting- we're giving Cremonese an A, aren't we?
brother. Cremonese. Yes, an A. I wouldn't go S, but I'll go A. They had good business.
This is
man.
good business for a
It's
team that's
very
just
good
been
business.
promoted, man.
No, it might fucking. No, A.
Aye.
Okay, so that's A. Do I have any left? Do I have any other teams?
The
No, so
newly wait, we
that's
surely
them. We
have-
did them. No, no more.
No more. We're
That's
done.
it.
Oh, nice.
So let me tell you what, Nick. If you can read it out to us while projecting, as in not in the not like projecting onto me your insecurities or whatever, and we need to move around some B.
Yeah.
Too many
Okay,
Bs.
So we have in S, Napoli and Como.
Napoli and Como and S, all in agreement. Yes.
In A, we have Juventus, Genoa and Cremonese.
Juve, Genoa, and Cremonese in A. That is pure Serie A spotlight heritage.
Now in B, our most populated category, we have Inter, Roma, Milan, Torino, Hellas Verona, Cagliari and Sassuolo.
Inter, Roma, Milan, Cagliari, Sassuolo, and
I personally sorry. Inter, Roma, Milan, Torino, Hellas Verona, Cagliari and Sassuolo.
I think we can move up Roma maybe to
Maybe
A.
Milan, bro.
I don't like the gaps.
I think
No,
Milan,
I can't put
Milan
Milan
can
in.
be A, bro.
I can't put Milan in an A with bro. I can't. I
Rabiot,
know, I know,
Modric,
I know.
Yashari,
I can't.
Ricci.
All right, bro. But okay. Estupinian gets injured and Santiago Jimenez gets injured. You have no left wing back. You have no striker.
You have a left wing back. And
His name is
Davide
Bartezaghi. Okay, yes,
Bartezaghi.
great.
Right.
Oh yeah, you know.
Okay, let's keep them in B.
Yes.
I think Torino go down.
Torino go down.
Ooh.
I'm not sure. I think they had big losses.
They did have big
Mm.
losses.
Big losses.
Mhm.
Aha, fair. Maybe we're reaching in B.
Let's try get it down to 5. We're at 7 right now.
We are at 7 in these.
So let's try get it down to 5.
Okay,
Let's
so
pop
Torino
down.
can go down 1.
And then either Hellas Verona, because they lost a few guys. Hellas. They lost Gilardi, they lost
Yeah.
Coppola.
Or why not Roma up? Roma, pretty much.
Oh wow, we got a glass half full motherfucker here.
I mean, we don't have many in A, and Roma, to be fair, man. I mean, they're looking quite solid, and they gave Gus some decent weapons, man. Like the Wesley out wide is the perfect Gus
Wesley,
player.
Evan Ferguson.
Mm.
Move Roma up.
We're moving Roma up.
All right.
That's it. That's
So
our
that's
tier list.
our tier list, and that's this
Finalized.
episode. That's us done, right?
We have one more segment.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't know.
Yeah. Wisdom.
With the wank, 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 wank. Yes, I think we need to pull it up because I have it saved on my phone.
Yes, and we need to chill as well.
Yeah.
So we've got.
So let me see, because I sent it to Nick.
Oh God, WhatsApp web.
Sorry about that. So,
What a segment.
from Simi. Simi says, cultivate an attitude of gratitude, for your attitude will influence your experience. As
Fucking hell.
always, let's take a moment to reflect on this.
So it's cultivate an attitude of gratitude, for your attitude will influence your experience.
So, firstly, I just want to say, we have attitude, gratitude, attitude, and then we've got
Experience.
influence, experience. So, I think off the bat we're seeing we know that he's a quotes guy. I didn't know he was a poetry guy as well. So I think that needs to be factored in here.
Personally, I really like what he's saying here. If you are grateful, then experiences will be more pleasant, more enjoyable, right? You can change your perspective and your experiences will also change. If you go into a room thinking, I hate everyone sucks, these people are awful, you're going to have a shit time. If you go into a room with curiosity, so many people, so many stories, so many lessons to learn in here, so much fun to have, then you'll definitely change your experience.
You know how many times every day most of us are just pissed off because we don't have certain things? How often? Every day we get pissed off. Oh, I don't have that guy's hair.
Oh, I don't have that guy's beard.
Oh, I don't have that guy's fucking...
You want to say it, don't you?
Maybe. Are we thinking of the same thing?
3,
2, 1. Cock. Oh, fair
we're
enough.
there, we're
Other guy's cock.
There we are.
You're watching porn and you... No, but how often do we look at other people? Do we look at objects and think, fuck, I don't have that thing? I will let it piss us off. How many times do we get to
It
practice
happens.
gratitude and to truly look at what we have and say, oh my God, I have this.
Yeah.
I have this, and you're grateful for it, and you're not thinking about another job, and you're not thinking about another woman.
Yeah,
You know?
really think about where you were before you bought your car, before you bought your flat. Next time you're just hanging out in your flat, think about it before.
Yeah.
Think about,
We get used to shit real quick.
really quickly.
We get used
Yes,
to
yes,
shit.
yes.
And this is what Simi's saying, man. If you enter everything graciously and you have a gracious attitude about yourself, a grateful attitude, I don't know if there's a difference.
Gracious is like elegantly and...
Okay. So if you enter things with a grateful attitude, that attitude is suddenly positive and is going to influence your experience.
Lord graciously hear us.
Thank you, Simi. Thank you, Spotheads. Thank you, listeners, all 2,000 of you per episode. I do want to highlight there are mental games coming up this weekend, particularly Saturday, back-to-back. There's Fiorentina against Napoli, followed by the Derby d'Italia. I believe before that there's some Genoa-Parma kind of shit as well, or Cagliari-Parma.
Let's check it out.
Let's fact check that Saturday.
Whoa, why is it giving me Serie B only? So it's Saturday. That should be here. 1 second, let me search it.
Saturday. And then, of course, on Sunday, there's Milan-Bologna.
Yeah. So we've got Cagliari-Parma coming up. We're going to be massive. Juve-Inter, Fiorentina-Napoli. That's all.
That's a Saturday, bro.
That's a Saturday,
that's Serie A spotlight slips.
And
Bring
then
it
the
back.
12:30 games are back. Roma-Torino on Sunday. Atalanta-Lecce, Pisa-Udinese, Sassuolo-Lazio, Milan-Bologna, Hellas-Cremonese, and Como-Genoa.
Please tell me Hellas against Cremonese as a Monday late afternoon.
It is. It's
Fuck
6:30,
yes.
6:30 on
I've ever
Monday.
liked it.
And
It's
Como Genoa
a
is
good
Monday night.
opportunity for you
And I
to
like
listen
the way
once a
you
week
shotgun
and you'll get
mine.
filled in.
The football
okay.
weekend, that's like the main
Thank you
dish.
everyone
But
for
then
listening.
a few
We love
days
you all,
later,
and we'll
you
catch
drop
you
your
on
episode, and
the
that's
next
like the
one.
dessert.
Ciao, ciao.
And the dessert is just perfect.
It's good, the cake.
It makes it feel like we're all sitting in a room together, just BSing with each other.
The atmosphere is fantastic.
I promise nobody will ask you to send boob pics.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
I love how you go into so much detail and show so much passion towards each and every team. Literally, no team is left undiscussed.
When I listen to you, it's like I'm talking to you in a pub. It's like I'm chatting to a friend and you're chatting to me.